Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This is the continuity of our lecture on the 30th of May that related with the topic of group behavior. So I'm going to continue our discussion. Maybe this is the last part in this particular topic, which is related with what we call as group decision making. I hope that all of you can look into the contents of the discussion from Robin's book for you to understand more about what I'm going to share with you in this video. Okay, when we talk about decision making, especially in group decision making can be beneficial, but somehow rather it also has its disadvantages. Groups do tend to generate more complete information and knowledge, as well as offer a greater diversity of views and increase creativity among the group members. But since more people are involved in the decision, there is a risk of conformity and no clear responsibility for any outcomes for the benefit of the members. Moreover, discussions can be dominated by maybe a few members only. And then in some situations, groups are more effective or efficient, and it is actually a fact, in other situations, individuals are. So when it comes to accuracy, groups tend to perform better, but they are not as fast as if we work individually. So groups can be more creative, and then their decisions, the members of the group, their decisions may be better accepted because of multi-person buy-in or multi-person accept those ideas and so on. Okay, when we talk about byproduct of group decision making, there are two types of outcome or product of group decision making. The first one, we call it as group think, and the second one is a group shift. So what is group think? Group think relates to norms and describes situations in which group pressure for conformity discourage the group from critically appraising any unusual, any minority, or any unpopular views. So it means that we try to celebrate, or we try to accept any decisions by any of the group members which related so much with the general needs or general thinking and acceptance of the group. And then another one, we call it as group shift. Group shift describes the way group members tend to exaggerate their initial positions when discussing alternatives and arriving at solutions. So it means that some of the group members will tend to exaggerate their positions in the group, their maybe influence towards the other members of the group when discussing any alternatives, and also try to reach the same mutual solution. Next, when we talk about minimizing group think, these are some of the ways, okay, or some of the tips how we want to minimize group think. According to Robbins, we can see here, we can limit our group size, we can encourage group leaders to actively seek input from all members, and then they need to avoid expressing their own opinions only, and others. That's another thing which is good here. Appoint a devil's advocate. Appoints a devil's advocate. Apa itu devil's advocate? It is when someone who is always trying to look at things from a different angle or from a different perspective. If you think that, for example, if there's a fire in the room, so everybody tend to get out from the room from maybe the doors. Somehow or other, some devil's advocate, they will give ideas on why not we use any other alternative. It is not the doors, but maybe we can use windows, maybe we can jump out through the walls and so on. So this is what we call as devil's advocate. And then Robbins also giving ideas on use exercises or activities that stimulate active discussion of diverse alternatives among the group members. Okay, another phenomenon or another outcome in group decision making process, we call it as group shift or group polarization. What is group shift? It is group discussions lead members to assume a new, more extreme positions. Okay, so in this sense, groups often take positions of greater risk or greater caution. And this may be due to diffuse responsibility or greater comfort level among members. So when we feel easy with the other group members, when we feel okay with the ideas given by our group members, and our ideas also been accepted nicely, positively by the other group members, means we can have what we call as group shift. We can discuss more extreme ideas. We can explore more extreme exercises or activities for the benefit of the group members. Okay, we move on to group decision making techniques. So these are among the techniques that I hope that you can read by yourselves thoroughly in Robbins' book. So in this sense, among those decision-making techniques that are always used by groups in any organization, any working organizations, okay, number one, interacting groups. We rely on verbal and also non-verbal interactions to communicate among others. And then we brainstorm. In brainstorming session, we accept all ideas. No matter if the ideas is crazy, no matter if the ideas are out of the world, no matter if the ideas are accepted or not, we brainstorm. So brainstorming is the process of generates a list of creative alternatives. Later on, we will decide which of the alternatives that is suitable or the most suitable with the needs of all of our group members. And then according to Robbins, we have what we call as nominal group technique or NGT. So what is NGT? This technique restricts discussion during the decision-making process in order to encourage independent thinking among the individual group members. So these are the graphic that can show you, the exhibit that can show you about the evaluating group effectiveness. So these are among the effectiveness criteria. So the interacting level is also been displayed there, okay, from low to moderate to high, okay. And then the brainstorming or nominal, so you can see here, okay, the type of group we have interacting, we have brainstorming, we have nominal. So we can see what is the level of the discussion or the outcomes of the discussion among these three types of group. Alright. So as the conclusion, so these are among the implications for managers and also implications for the group leaders if we are talking about the effectiveness of working in group. Alright, so you can read this by yourself, and thank you very much for your focus on this particular video. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.